了什么冷笑着？添加谁的理由如何？只敢跟我背上我的去交流的，却那个途中去觅一个强不能者，谁是强者？谁在一统武林的资格？ 什么冷笑着？添加谁的理由如何？只敢跟我背上我的去较量的，却那个途中寻觅一个江湖难测，谁是强者？谁在一统武林的资格？潇洒里岁月流过去，清澈的勇气，随你我的回忆，我记得。
Despite the lies that you're making, your love is mine for the taking. My love is just waiting to turn your tears to roses. Despite the lies that you're making, your love is mine for the taking. My love is just waiting to turn your tears to roses. I will be the one that's gonna hold you. I will be the one that you run to. My love is a burning, consuming fire. No, you'll never be alone. When darkness comes, I'll light the night with stars. Hear the whispers in the glow. You'll never be alone. When darkness comes, you know that I can hear you say, don't leave fucking up on me. 2 weeks you ran away. I remember don't lie to me. Couldn't see that it was not that way. Swear I never gave up on you. I can see that you turn to stone. Still sitting, I can hear you say, don't please don't give up on me. 2 weeks and you ran away. I can see that you turn to stone. Still sitting, I can hear you say, don't please don't give up on me. 2 weeks and you ran away. I remember don't lie to me. Couldn't see that it was not that way. Swear I never gave up on you. I can see that you turn to stone. Still sitting, I can hear you say, don't please don't give up on me. 2 weeks you ran away. I remember don't lie to me. Couldn't see that it was not that way. Swear I never gave up on you. Left alone with empty hands, losing you is more than I can stand. I can't man. I closed my eyes and made a wish to lose myself so I'll forget about you. It's no use. Swore to never ever leave you, to never let you out of my hands. Nothing could ever change this. I promised to the living end. I swore I'd never stray from you. Broken bones, broken heart. I've come too far to start again, but I'm trying. I am trying. I'm sick of this, I'm sick of it. Shame is such a dirty word. I'm trying. tearing away. Pieces are falling, I can't seem to make them stay. You run away. Faster and faster, you can't seem to get away. I scare myself, I just can't let it go. I don't care about anyone else but me. I don't care about anyone. I don't care about anyone else but me. To listen, say when the words get in the way. Loneliness is so hard. Loneliness is so hard. Ordinary, I confess, living under house arrest. Maybe I belong here. Maybe I belong. Suddenly, there's beauty in the way my heart is caving in, and every scar reminds baby, I belong. These are the days that last forever. The time in my life I won't surrender. For better or worse, these are the days. Yeah, in my life I love no other. We all have pain and we all suffer. For better or worse, these are the days. Why we all remember. Why we all remember. I will remember.
gotta. Jody's can't breathe when I come through. Hum to some shoes, gotta be 20, man. It's not even funny, they can't. The chokehold's too tight, the left looks too right. You know what? You right. These can't. Look, they hearts racing, they start chasing, but I'm so fast when I blow past that they can't. In the presence of the man, your future look better than your past if you present with the man. You better. Can't share my air. I walk a mile in the pair I wear, and I'm getting better year by year, like they say wine do. Cops couldn't smell me if you brought the canines through, and I pace myself. I know these money hungry wanna taste my wealth, but I keep them on a diet, embrace their health, or even keep them on the quiet and space myself and just take a deep breath. I got them grabbing their chest, cause it's hurting them to see fabbing is best, and they in they worst. They rather see me laying a hearse than laying the back, and I ain't just laying the verse, I'm saying the facts. I came back with some sicker stones that got these broke looking at me like they choking on a chicken bone. Every chick up can't leave a alone, so I know it's one of them. Every time I flip my phone, breathe. One and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you gotta breathe. One and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you gotta breathe. One and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you gotta breathe. Then you gotta. Jody's can't breathe when I come through. Hum to some shoes, gotta be 20, man. It's not even funny, they can't. The chokehold's too tight, the left looks too right. You know what? You right. These can't. Look, they hearts racing, they start chasing, but I'm so fast when I blow past that they can't. In the presence of the man, the future look better than the past if you present with the man. You better. I see them on the block when I pass, it's looking like they need oxygen masses. I make it harder, but I keep the in the stashes, cause the cops wanna lock and harass us and make it harder. They has to react like having an asthma attack when they see the plasma and back. You dudes are wheezing behind me, my flow is like a coupe, breathing at 90, that's the reason they signed me. The slick metaphors and hard punches on the cuts, feel something like hard punches to the gut. High dress the haters and underestimate us, and ride up on them like they escalators. They shook up and hooked up the respirators on their last breath, talking to investigators. I'm a breath of fresh air and a fresh pair. Face it, boo, and do it till your face get blue, and then one and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you gotta breathe. One and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you gotta breathe. One and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you gotta breathe. Then you gotta. Jody's can't. When the crew walk in it, pop a few cokes in it, as quick as a tick in a New York minute. Catch a breath before you catch a, even worse, catch a F. Only way you catch an F to the A-B. It's in the maybe, rolling with my baby. On a toy that you won't find at KB. I rhyme slick on ya, they gon' have to put the Heimlich on ya. What you know about letting dimes lick on ya while you inhale, and it won't stop till they inhale. And it don't stop till I tell them to breathe, like a doctor with a stethoscope. I don't see no unless these one and then the two and then the three and then the four. Then you got